Hello dear twin flames, and welcome to this new reading for this new week. Okay, this is a spread I got. So let's start with the reading. The upper row is for the divine masculine and the lower row is for the divine feminine. So let's come to the first card here. The first card is strength. You can see the divine masculine here wearing a natural green mask. This mask is very significant here. Okay, the divine masculine has been wearing a mask to protect his heart. You know, this mask that he wears in front of you while dealing with the divine feminine. It's not meant to deceive. It's more of a self-defense mechanism. He doesn't want to reveal his true self. He doesn't want to, get up close and personal and express his real and raw feelings. This mask, it's almost become like a second nature to him. A defense mechanism which is almost become like an instinct, a natural instinct. So he's so obsessed with protecting his heart and saving himself from a heartbreak. He thinks it's an imminent heartbreak. Okay, saving himself from this heartbreak, that he is not willing to take off this mask. So spirit here is saying that the divine masculine is now accepting that his animal nature, his instincts, his desires, his fears are a part of who he is. He's now learning that fear is an instinct necessary for self-preservation. But allowing it to rule your life only traps you in a prison of your own making. Fear is something very basic inside of us. It's something that promotes life. It's something that, we do not have to always put fear in this huge negative bracket. There is also the basic instinct of fear in human beings, which helps the human being save his or her life when faced with a difficult emotional or physical situation. Okay, that's what the divine masculine is learning. Okay, he although it is very natural to feel a certain amount of fear in our daily life and in our, in the major events that happen in our life, it's only that allowing the fear to rule you, that is where he's making the mistake. So as the divine masculine is coming into terms with this realization, he is getting ready to take off the mask. The mask will come off. This mask of aloofness, this mask of, being very detached, distant, aloof and cold. I'm sure many of the divine feminines have felt this very much. Always, not always, but most of the time, finding their divine masculines aloof, very detached, distant, as if they don't care about you, as if they don't think that this connection is important. Okay, that is the mask that they have been wearing, and they are getting ready to take off the mask. Here we have, this card is symbolic of the zodiac sign of Leo, the lion. He represents perfected control over our animal instincts. A lion is a very grand and very ferocious and powerful animal, but still has so much of grace because he has perfected control over his animal instincts. That's what it symbolizes, the spiritual symbolism of the lion. So taking self-confidence from the traits of Leos, that's what the divine masculine needs to incorporate in himself. Self-confidence, belief in himself that if I take off my mask and reveal myself, then I will not be rejected. That his real self is worthy and deserving of this divine love, and he doesn't have to hide behind this mask. This is something which he's coming to realize and is working towards taking off the mask. This is how he's building strength of spirit. This is not spiritual, this is not physical strength we're talking here. It's spiritual strength, strength of the mind, strength of spirit, in which we are not afraid to be ourselves, to be authentic. Most of us, we go through life wearing a mask, trying to fit in. When we're trying to fit in, we're always trying to put a mask and try to blend into this group of people who you want to fit into. And that's not really healthy, and that's not really helping your soul evolution, and that's not really why you're here on planet Earth. You don't have to become a cattle in the whole herd, and just another cattle, and participate in the herd mentality consciousness. You are a unique individual created by God to come onto earth and show your uniqueness and shine your unique light. Okay, that is something the divine masculine is warming up to, taking off the mask. Okay, that is the spiritual strength that he's gaining. Know that this mask is never meant to deceive you. It's not meant in a negative way. Okay, it's just a self-defense mechanism. He's not a liar, he's not a deceiver for wearing this mask. This is how he feels. He must protect himself. Okay, we come to the next card here. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So the divine masculine, as he moves ahead in the twin flame journey, he's becoming less materialistic, less concerned with earthly pleasures. He's ascending. As he's becoming more spiritual, as his nature is becoming more divine, he is less interested in the noise and chaos of the 3D. You can see here on the head of the queen, there's a winged sun disk. Okay, now this is very interesting here, because this winged sun disk is actually a symbol of power among the ancient Egyptian culture. Okay, now this power, masculine power. Okay, the divine masculine is learning a lot of lessons about this masculine power. You see, it's down. Okay, the winged solar disk is down in this card. If you think about men and how society and the media, how men are projected in society and in the media. You see that all the bad guys in movies, they are men. All prisoners, when they show a movie about prison and jail, and you see that all the prisoners are men. Then in most of the movies, adulterers, they are men. And even in school, teachers are telling us that men started wars. We are taught that. There were these men who started wars. It's history is there in every school, and that's what we learn. So imagine for a man how it is growing up in this kind of a society and coming to live in this world where it is felt that if anyone is in pain, chances are that it is a man who has caused it. So men over generations have developed a sense of shame, and they are detached from their divinity. They don't feel divine. So here I see healing. I see the divine masculine healing from this misguided projection of men in the media and in society. They are coming to realize that men's masculine power is actually a gift. In ancient civilizations, before, men were always warriors. Men were warriors. They were the people who were up front on the war, and they were people who were defending and fighting for their people and for their land. Now, because today's society does not need warriors, this energy is not valued anymore. Society has this thing where they will praise you and I call it hypnosis. Society will hypnotize you into believing something that they need from you. If society needs you, it will use you by putting out all these opinions and thoughts. Okay, the society is good to you only till their need of you is not fulfilled. Okay, if they don't need you, they will not look at you, they will not value you. You will generally be an outcast. Masculine power is just not for the times of Braveheart and Gladiator. Today, we need warrior hearts beating in business suits. We need honorable men as warriors for their loved ones, protecting, providing, defending. Okay, that basic energy is very much still required in our culture. Okay, so this is the journey of the divine masculine, where he's healing from this sense of shame and detachment from divinity. In the next card here, what you see in this card, very beautifully depicted, is the deepest secret dream of the divine masculine, which is not secret anymore. Okay, this is the biggest, deepest secret dream of the divine masculine. To be with his feminine family, have a family, be together, build a home, build a family. He now has a clear understanding of happiness. You see this rainbow here. Rainbows, they are symbols of peace, prosperity, and divine favor. In Irish mythology, leprechauns, they hide their gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay, this card here, it's a big scene of happily ever after, and that's what the divine masculine really, really wants. That's what they really, really want in this twin flame journey. In the next card, the Three of Cups. This is interesting that this card came up for the divine masculine and also for the divine feminine. Okay, these two cards. The same card, Three of Cups, came for the divine masculine also and the divine feminine also. So let's see. In this Three of Cups, we see here, yes, we see three women in white, yellow, and red. They are dancing. Okay, representing the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Okay, the orange trees here, they symbolize marriage. So this journey, okay, is not saying culminating in marriage. No. Marriage is going to be an important landmark in the journey. The pumpkin here, okay, talks of a rich harvest, abundance, financial abundance, okay, which is a promise from the divine to the twin flame couple, to the twin flames, because twin flames are divinely blessed. The union is blessed by the heavens. Okay, the heavens will shower abundance on the twin flames. You can see the woman in yellow holding a wreath of grape leaves. Now, and grapes are also near the pumpkin. Grapes are a symbol of fertility. Okay, also a symbol of wealth, ecstasy, spiritual transformation, and uninhibited joy. And you can see the three women, the cups, it's forming the Kabbalistic tree of life, the supernal triad, it's called. This means that the joy that these three women here are experiencing is purely divine in nature. It's nothing to do with 3D. It's in the higher dimensions, in the higher realms. In the next card here, we see a Navajo weaver. Okay, she is weaving. Now, in the Native American culture, it was believed that the spider woman, the spider grandmother, she taught the Navajo the art of weaving. Okay, she taught the men to make a loom, on the spindle, and she taught the women to weave. If you don't know the spider woman or the spider grandmother, she's a deity in the Native American culture. Okay, the elder who is protecting everybody, okay, providing wisdom and health and medicinal cures. So among the Navajo, it is the process of weaving, not necessarily the final product, which is important. For them, weaving provides opportunity to make individual decisions, to discipline one's thought process, to practice self-control, to practice patience, to develop one's skill. The process of weaving is closely related to spiritual concepts. Working at the loom, the weaver seeks to create a single whole that blends fine and bold contrasts in color, feature, and design, emulating how the holy people or gods created the world. Here, okay, the twin flames, the divine masculine, he is a weaver, weaving his consciousness. He is given a sudden, unexpected journey towards evolution. Now he has to blend in light and shadow into his consciousness to create this new consciousness for the new earth and the golden age. That is the task given to the divine masculine. In the next card, we see the Empress, represented by Archangel Gabriel. Okay, we know Archangel Gabriel is a transgender angel. Okay, many times we see him as a male, but likes to express himself as a female. Okay, Archangel Gabriel is supporting expectant as well as adoptive parents. So many of the twin flames who want to have kids. Okay, this card is especially about adopting or birthing children. Also, here is a shout out to all the twin flames who are from the LGBT community. Okay, this journey has to be a lot more difficult for you all. as the earth people are still having darkness in their minds. I'm sure that every stage, every step is much more difficult for you all, because you'll have to fight and survive in the prejudice that you'll have to face on planet Earth right now. But know that all this darkness is going to dissolve as we enter the golden age. Okay, you all are being asked by Spirit to keep fighting, to keep loving. Okay, Ellen and Portia, they are twin flames. I always I always talk about them in my readings sometimes. Always and sometimes. Okay, we come to the divine feminine here. Okay, here we see the card, the Three of Cups here, the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone. You know, this card actually, it's tone here. Okay, it's just a bit the colored part is torn off, and it looks like they are touching source. I do believe that now it looks like they're touching source. Okay, this cycle, the Maiden, the Mother, the Crone, represents the cycle of life, the cycle of reincarnation. You know, Spirit is reminding you that you are always guided on your journey. Okay, this card also indicates a celebration like marriage and also the birth of a baby. I mean, you can see the pregnant lady right here. There is also a message for the divine feminine here about creating conscious connections. You know, we are in the new earth and we are about to enter the golden age. To grow your consciousness and raise your vibration, it is very important now that we learn to create conscious connections with people who are also working on themselves, who are working to raise their vibration and consciousness. Okay, and these women who have broken from the chains of society, okay, and they are reclaiming their power. Building a strong community across the world. And one day every woman will be part of this community. In the next card we see the whole energy of holding on. This person is holding on so tightly to this pentacle. Looks like he's afraid that the pentacle is going to be taken away from him. Sitting also on two pentacles as if to prevent them from, prevent someone from taking them away. And one pentacle is on the crown. There are two cards like this, which is very, very interesting. For the divine feminine, the whole energy of holding on. If you are still holding on to the old earthly definitions of success, power, love, happiness, then you need to let go of them. Here on the crown there's a pentacle, means that the power this person is feeling is coming from money, and that's not real power. We know that. Okay, and also we see that there's a world card in between. Okay, the world card with the cosmic egg. And this figure is a hermaphrodite. According to Greek mythology, the hermaphroditic deity Phanes hatched from the cosmic egg and in turn created the other gods. You know what's interesting is this hermaphrodite completes herself or himself or itself on its own. Okay, it's a symbol of completion. a message from Spirit that you do not need anybody outside of yourself to complete you. You are the universe expressing yourself in the earthly plane, a complete and whole individual. You are not a powerless being. The whole energy of being powerless, you are being asked to leave that behind. This is the energy which is created from being powerless. You try to hold on to things because you feel you will lose your power if you lose those things. Okay, and that's not a healthy state to be in. Remember, you are a co-creator along with God, and your destiny is in realizing this. So, letting go of old beliefs, old thoughts, old patterns is very much required on this journey. In the next card, we see the Matriarch of Shields, or the Queen of Pentacles. Now she's upright. For the Divine Masculine, she was reversed, and upright for the Feminine. The Divine Feminine is embracing wealth, financial security, love and fun in the new earth. Okay, you see this stag here in the distance, and stag, the spiritual symbolism is that of regeneration, because the antlers, they are shed and they are regrown every spring. So there is a regeneration in the thoughts and beliefs of the Divine Feminine, where she is learning all the new definitions of love, of having fun, of wealth, of financial security in the new earth. Okay, there is no element of codependency, there's no element of fear, there's no element of lack. All this negative vibration elements are out of her consciousness. Okay, she is incorporating the consciousness of abundance in her life. That's the energy of the Divine Feminine. In this card here, we see renewal. Archangel Jeremiah, he is the angel of emotions. So you are going to be on the threshold of making an important change. Spirit is asking you to review and evaluate, make thoughtful judgments. Do not drown in the emotional storm. You see this storm of emotions. Don't drown in the emotional storm when it comes. Just steer your ship in a different direction. You don't have to go through the storm every time. You can just pivot. That's the message here. You can work with Archangel Jeremiah. You can ask him to give you guidance in your dreams. Usually he works through dreams, okay, to help you manage and cope with your emotions. Okay, that was the reading for today. Thank you everybody for watching my video, and have a fantastic day ahead of you. Bye-bye.